We're all waiting and hoping that the Za'Darius Smith signing gets finalized and announced officially so that we can move on and understand what the cap space situation is and understand who we have at certain positions, especially on defense. The Ravens have made some great moves, obviously, this week. Give credit to their front office and their head coach and everyone for committing to the guys that they have assigned or are attempting to sign. In the case of Za'Darius Smith, what I have done is I've packaged 11 plays together here for you to check out. 7 pass plays and 4 run plays. They're not all great plays, but what I see is pretty amazing. If you ask me, this is generally going to be 2020 film. Of course, he only played 1 game in 2021, maybe 2 games. Um, Overwhelming strength and uses it to his advantage. 6'4", 270, 275, somewhere around there. Huge guy for the level of athleticism that he shows when he's attacking. Not used in pass coverage very much, and I wouldn't want him to be. He's an attacking player, whether it's a run play or a pass play. Um, Really good edge rusher, don't get me wrong, but a lot of his sacks come from a stand-up 3 technique position, and I'll show some of that here in a moment once we get going. Uh, Typically, this is going to be a little different than some of the player studies I do. Typically, I'll have 40, 50, 60 plays saved from a guy and trying to package them or whittle them down into patterns that I see or ways to present it that's hopefully attractive to you guys. I did not do that with this video, partially because there's not much 2021 film for Za'Darius Smith in the first place. So this is 11 plays out of about 30 that I recorded from 2020 and 2021. So let's jump into it. Za'Darius Smith plays on the left or the right side in the Packers defense the last couple years. So he's not just a right-handed player or a left-handed player. Like we all remember, Terrell Suggs was generally on the Ravens' right-hand side. This is going to be a run play away from him, and I think this offensive tackle is going to step to him. Some people call it a lock call on the backside. So in any case, if you want to call this duo, you got a double team here. Za'Darius Smith is slamming inside gap and getting involved in making the play on a run concept away from him. He's very good at slamming the B gap. Sometimes you do this when you get. Sometimes there's a call when you have a strong safety outside of you, and when you get a base block to go ahead and jump inside. If he's reacting to this, if this is a reaction to the block, he has incredible reflexes. I'm not saying that he can't do this. I think this is just. I think this is a call that he's going to do regardless, and he just happens to run away here. But in any case, whatever the description is, whatever the reason is, he's very good at this technique. All right, same game against the Falcons, 2020, I believe, week 4, I think. A jet sweep to his side. Not the same technique as what I just showed you. In this case, the tight end is not really attempting to reach him. I think the tight end's thinking he's going to pass him off to the tackle. Za'Darius Smith gets a tackle for loss on a jet sweep concept. He's disruptive against the pass, disruptive against the run. At this point, we have to go ahead and assume that this is the version of Za'Darius Smith that the Ravens are getting. I don't think they would be signing him if they didn't believe that. They wouldn't be dedicating that amount of money. All right, so a pass play, okay, for the next 3 or 4 plays in a row is going to be pass sets by the tackle or guard, in some cases guard he's working against. Again, he's slamming B, just like the first play I showed you. Same footwork pretty much with an inside rip. He's so strong. Like the tackle is trying to block him and then trying to hold him, essentially. He's trying to hold him. Za'Darius Smith plays through contact of 330-pound offensive tackles. Doesn't get a sack. I'm just showing you the technique that he uses and how good he is at it. All right, against the Rams, that same year, I believe it's a playoff game, going against Andrew Whitworth, who just played in the Super Bowl for the Rams not too long ago. Another slam and B with the inside rip. Whitworth passes him off. You got a pulling guard, 71, going away from Za'Darius Smith, and he gets a sack because it's a wide open lane. Obviously, the protection is messed up here. This is the guard who pulled, so their scheme called for him to pull. The running back and Whitworth are both concerned about the edge player, and Za'Darius Smith runs right by him to get an easy sack. He's very good at slamming B and playing with force and playing at a great angle. All right, against the Eagles, an edge rush, not a sack. He's not slamming B. He's at 9 technique here. So he's just going to try to run this tackle, which I think is Jake Driscoll, if I have the name correct. He's just trying to run him back into the backfield, and he gets involved. I think he split the sack here, to be honest with you, with number 91. 13.5 sacks 1 year with Green Bay. I think 12.5 another year with Green Bay. Man, if the Ravens get that kind of production from him, holy smokes. You're looking at what could be a dominant defense, and we should be excited. All right, same situation here. It looks like I've got the same play twice. Nope, I do not. Sorry. Edge rush against Whitworth this time. He's faking like he's going inside the B gap, like he just showed him, a couple of plays earlier, at least on this video, and then collapsing the edge, pushing Whitworth back into the quarterback. I'm not going to show you. You guys probably know if you've been watching the channel long enough. I'm not going to show you only plays where he wins. I'm going to show you some times where he doesn't, quote, win and get a sack. But hey, man, if you only get 12 or 13 sacks a year, and that's your definition of winning, you've got a very skewed sense of what a win is. This is a win. This is pushing the pocket back, setting the quarterback, forcing the quarterback, constricting the quarterback to a very small space. And if your other guys, your D tackles, do their job, you can collapse the pocket, even if they don't get a win by PFF standards. You guys know, if you've been watching my stuff long enough, I don't really care what they think anyway. Edge rush against Tampa Bay. I think the NFC title game, not a win for him. Loses the hand battle right here. Guy intercepts his strike, so he can't get his move off. Gets taken down to the ground. Still a sack by a teammate. All right, run concepts. 9 technique here. And he's really good. He doesn't do it on this play, but he does on the next that I'm going to show you. He's really good at lining up out wide, and then at the last second, stemming down to head up on the tight end, kind of trying to interfere with the blocking schemes. If they were going to leave him unblocked because he's so wide, in some cases the tight end would just release up to the inside linebacker level. Za'Darius Smith seems very smart about when to stem, and what I mean by that is doing so late. So if there is a blocking scheme adjustment that could have been called, it's called late. Now, that's not necessarily the case here, but you can see him just bullying this tight end. Watch the tight end's feet. If you want to understand what's happening, watch the tight end's feet. Where they are, where they go, generally in this direction, and then watch what happens to his feet after Za'Darius Smith, who is an absolute monster, makes contact with him. Look at his feet just getting driven back. He's on train tracks, essentially. Za'Darius Smith taking him where he wants him to go. Great signing by the Ravens front office. Health concerns notwithstanding, I'm not going to comment on those things. I know nothing about them other than, he didn't play much this year. So last play, I'm going to actually do another one of these videos tonight late. I just wanted to get this out quick. I didn't get it out quick yesterday. This is what I'm talking about. He's lined up wide against Tennessee. He understands the back is on my side, and I've got a H-back / wide receiver on the other side. So I could be the read man in a regular zone concept where Henry's crossing face and Tannehill could possibly keep it. All right. I could be the kick-out guy on a split zone concept where Henry's trying to cut it up underneath that kick-out block, and where all these linemen are working this way and they're leaving Smith unblocked, and this H-back kicks him out. Watch what he does at the last second. I just think he's very intelligent, very prepared from a film study standpoint. He understands formations and backfield sets, and he does whatever he wants to do with tight ends. I think I've shown you that on these last 2 plays and the jet sweep play against the Falcons. Even though on that play, like I said, I thought the Falcons tight end was trying to pass him off to the tackle who was inside of him. Look how physical he is. He's a monster. Great signing. When you think about the front that the Ravens are creating, I think it has the potential to be special and among the league's best. You guys let me know what you think of some of the points I've made in this video. This is designed to be a quick film study of Za'Darius Smith, generally using the end zone angle, letting you kind of see some of the things he was able to do in 2020 with one play from 2021 at the end here. Za'Darius Smith now is a 3 technique, and this is where he gets a lot of his sacks for the Packers. He's going to swim the guard. They're doing this basically to isolate him on the guard. So they're doing this so that he's matched up with the guard. The edge player is matched up with the left tackle in this case. He gets a lot of sacks from this alignment. Very explosive. He's got edge rush pass moves, and he's got moves from an inside stand-up technique as a 3 technique. I hope that what this does is him being so good at this in certain pass rush situations. A couple of these are third downs that I've shown you. I hope what it means is that we get to see Bowser off one edge, Owe off the other edge, and then if they're going to put any of their edge rushers inside, it should be Za'Darius Smith, because he's already really freaking good at this concept. He's already exceptional when he's in these matchups against guards. Now, some of the other film I've seen from 2020 later in the year, when he was lined up here, what teams would do is they would slide the center and the guard to him. So the guard knew he had help on an inside move like this, on an inside swim move like this. You know what I mean? So if the guard was going to get beat, he's going to not let himself get beat, but he's going to get beat in here because he had help from the center. And what it ended up doing later in the year was, at least from 2020 standpoint, is they started being able to win these matchups over here because there was less help. To me, Za'Darius Smith is a guy that not only makes plays for himself, he's going to make the other people around him better on their rushes, because he's able to win one-on-one matchups like this one, and if you don't give that guy help, he's just going to win. Eventually, they're going to give help. If this is the same version of Za'Darius Smith that we get in Baltimore that we're seeing on film. Last play I'm going to show you against San Francisco this year in the playoffs. It's not that he played bad. It's not. You know, I found 2 plays where he just basically showed you the exact same stuff on film that I have just shown you for the previous 10 plays. I think this is the 11th and last play I'm going to show you. You can see I've gone through and labeled them in the database that I'm creating, you know, with year, pass type, or play type pass. If you're in my Patreon and you have access to the database, you can get to go watch this yourself on your own time. I've created that for people. But in any case, look, 3 technique bull rush. Tackle is initially stepping down to help. George Kittle is over here, singled up on the edge player, right here. And you got Za'Darius Smith just bull rushing this guard, running him over. Watch, you see the hand placement with the left hand right on his breastplate. Awesome move, gets a sack. I mean, yeah, does the guard kind of run his feet into the left tackle and fall down? Yeah, that's true. But Za'Darius Smith put himself in position to do this with the bull rush. He already had him off balance and on his heels. He's capable of doing that 10 or 12 times a year and giving this Ravens defense an absolute rock to use as an edge rusher and as an interior rusher on pass situations. You guys let me know what you think of the video, what you think you're seeing so far from this film. If you'd like to see me focus on anything else, I do have a second film of him as a 3 technique exclusively. So lined up inside as a 3 technique, standing up in pass rush situations. Again, they're not lining him up as a 3 technique in run situations and expecting him to respond to double teams and scoop blocks on run away from him and stuff. They're putting him there in passing situations. Same thing the Ravens did with Owe this past year. And I complained multiple times, and other people did in comments too, about Owe not getting enough reps on the edge. To me, the Za'Darius Smith signing is really forward thinking on a lot of levels. You know, if the Ravens still believe that he's got the same level of health and explosiveness and strength, which they have to, it's really intelligent because it allows us to develop Owe as an edge rusher at the same time. Let me know what you guys think of the video in the comments section.